How long does implantation bleeding last compared to a normal period?
Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that generates a lot of questions, especially among those trying to conceive: implantation bleeding. Specifically, we'll be looking at how long implantation bleeding lasts compared to a normal period. Let's demystify this subject and give you a better understanding.
What is implantation bleeding?
First off, let's define what implantation bleeding is. Implantation bleeding is a form of spotting or light bleeding that occurs when a fertilized egg attaches itself to the lining of your uterus. It's typically a sign of early pregnancy, and it's something that not everyone will experience.
How long does implantation bleeding last?
Implantation bleeding typically occurs about 6 to 12 days after ovulation, which is around the time you'd be expecting your next period. However, unlike a regular period, implantation bleeding is usually quite brief. It typically lasts for a few hours to a couple of days, whereas a normal menstrual period generally lasts between 4 to 7 days. The bleeding is usually lighter and its color may vary from pink to brown.
How to differentiate implantation bleeding from a normal period?
To recap, implantation bleeding is typically shorter and lighter than a menstrual period. In addition to the duration and volume, the timing can also help you make the distinction. If the bleeding is happening earlier than you'd expect your period and is lighter and shorter, it could be implantation bleeding. Remember, it's always best to consult with a healthcare provider if you're unsure or if you have any concerns about bleeding, particularly if it's accompanied by other unusual symptoms. We hope this discussion about the duration of implantation bleeding versus a normal period has been helpful. If you're trying to conceive, understanding these differences can help you navigate the early stages of pregnancy. However, nothing can replace the guidance and advice of your healthcare provider, so please don't hesitate to reach out to them with any questions or concerns. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.